Hi, this is Nico. I'm a data scientist in the field of international development, and I was going to give an overview of some data science tools that I use in less than 5 minutes. So, this is based on a LinkedIn poll uh, I did to find out what people might be interested in. And some of the things, the main thing was tools for data science and international development, but some people were also interested in an overview of data science in international development, as well as monitoring and evaluation uh, and data science and international development. So my thoughts on data overview of data science and international development. It's a lot of basic spreadsheeting, I would say. Um, Also revisiting prioritized business questions, and at least in my experience, I do a lot of capacity building for teams and groups and individuals in the areas of data literacy and computer literacy. Basically, I find sometimes people don't know how to optimize their use of, for instance, Excel, Google Sheets, and sometimes they don't understand how to use certain parts of their computers. Now, M&E and data science and international development. I think, in my experience, largely what I see is to what extent does the monitoring and evaluation person or team need to have skills as a data scientist as well. That means to what extent do they need to analyze data, use data, maybe spatial data, things like that, to do their job as an M&E professional. So now on to tools for data science and international development. So I have this diagram on my website, and so essentially I'm assuming that you've already, or whoever has already, come up with their prioritized questions related to their decisions. And so we're really just looking at exploring data. We're not going back and saying, do we really want to answer that question? Strategy and things like that. We're just looking at data. What can the data tell us? Okay, so what do I do? I get a data set for work, contract, helping people out with data. I first explore the data. And if it's spatial, what do I do? I use QGIS. It's free GIS software. I actually use RSpatial sometimes as well. It depends on the task. So it's a package within R or RStudio, which I'll touch on later. If it's not spatial, I use Google Sheets. I use Google Sheets a lot. I find it's easy. It's dynamic. It links to other tools. I can shift stuff around in CSVs, Excel, R, Tableau. I find it quite easy, and it's free. Excel, standard for tabular data. I'll go back and forth between Google Sheets and Excel, CSVs, again, as I said, and RStudio. And as I said before, there's this package in there called RSpatial, which allows map creation and data manipulation of shapefiles and things like that. So, what I get from this data exploration, an overview of the data, usefulness of the data related to prioritized questions, and how clean is it? How much more work am I going to have to do? Am I going to have to spend a lot of time cleaning it, or is it pretty useful as it is? All right. Now, do I need a visualization? I use Tableau. It's about a $900 a year for me. Um, I find it's useful to get another set of visuals. I use a mixture of Excel, Google Sheets, RStudio, and Tableau, depending on the client. So sometimes push out like four, five, six different types of visuals and see what the client likes. Um, I haven't found any of those tools particularly works worse or better. It depends on the client. And also for visualizations, I use Adobe Illustrator and Adobe Acrobat. Adobe Acrobat I use for file manipulation. It can save as different types, and Adobe Illustrator I can pretty up some nice outputs, visuals, charts, maps, things like that. What do I get out of this? Dashboards or graphics, and file manipulation if I need to with Adobe Acrobat. Essentially, I can open a file and save it as a different type of file. So, open a file that's a chart, save it as a PNG, uh, open up Excel or a PDF and try to save that as Excel to manipulate it in different types. Anyway, file manipulation, more or less. Overall, for me, it depends on client needs and final deliverables. Sometimes clients want code, sometimes not. I generally save all my steps to doing all this work, so it's easier for me in the long run, and I can share that with clients as well. Thank you. Thanks for listening, and please contact me with any questions.